Marlene Lucas is a clinical social worker for over 40 years. Good morning.
Good morning.
Deb and I, we need you. Marlene, we need you this morning. We need this community need you. How do we deal with this as a people, as a community, adults, children? How do we do this?
There are stages that a community goes through as well as individuals go through when they're faced with such a tragedy and loss. The state and the hospital systems do have a plan. They do have a strategic plan about dealing with disasters. There is such a thing as called resilience. And that is a really important word, all right, because we are greater than the sum of our parts. As a community, we will heal. We will pull together. We will express ourselves. But we have to understand that there are stages that we're going to go through. Everyone right now is in just shock and denial. And that just means, no, this can't have happened. This is really a meaningless thing. I mean, how could this have happened? This is Lafayette, Louisiana. This isn't Chicago. This isn't New York. And that kind of feeling leads us to a real overwhelm, but it's protective because it allows us to be able to really begin to determine what our feelings are. The next feeling that's likely to come forward in the community is real anger. How did this happen? Do you know what I mean? How could this have been? Why don't we have a better plan? Why don't we have better security? What is the world coming to? And we repress our anger, and sometimes we repress it wrongfully. I think that we should feel our anger because our anger overlays other feelings that we have. And the next thing that we come to is a bargaining kind of thing that says, and in this case, it's kind of like after the fact, so it would be like, if only we had done this, or if only we had done that. And we go through that stage to give ourselves some time not to feel the tremendousness of the pain of the loss. And then we get depressed, and we feel empty, and we feel like, oh my God, how are we ever going to come out of this? It feels like forever. And then we get to a stage of acceptance, and acceptance doesn't mean that it's okay. It means that we're accepting the reality of what occurred. This was a horrible tragedy that occurred here. The past is not intact. Life changes, all right? We go through this period of seeking a new normal, all right? The normal that we had is never going to be the same in Lafayette, all right? This is a new normal. We've never had this happen here. And in a new normal, we begin to change things. And it's really important for us to address the actions of what a new normal will be at that point. And that means, what do we need to do to try to mitigate this and not have this happen again? Do you know what I mean? It's like, because our society is a little bit crazy right now. There's so many things happening. And we have the ability of our community to overcome this. I mean, I tried to find this morning somebody that might have been putting together some type of public memorial. I think that there needs to be a public memorial, whether or not that's a candlelight service or whether or not that's someplace where we can express ourselves. But this is what I would say to most people, and this is my important message, all right? Cry your tears. Feel your feelings. They are the great healers. When you are crying, when you are in your tears, you know that you're coming from a very authentic part of yourself, all right? And it's important for us to be authentic at this point because it is a terrible tragedy. And I think the other thing about speaking to our children and speaking to other adults, I think that we need to find the words, that we need to express how badly we feel, that we need to be able to speak the truth and not sugarcoat that. We need to be able to say what happened and what we're doing about it. And I think that a lot of times when we had the BP oil spill here, and that was another tragedy for the state of Louisiana, I found that there were so many people that were unable to express themselves about how horrible they felt about that. And I think that that's something that we do to ourselves which really harms us, to be able to truthfully express our emotions.